Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my scrap dinosaur deck profile for the April 2022 format. So a couple weeks ago I ended up posting a top 4 deck profile where I got this an invite with the budget version of this deck. This is going to be the more competitive version of the deck because my cousin actually ended up taking this deck to a regional. We constructed it for a couple weeks, he and I together, and all of these are my cards, so I let him borrow the entire deck. So I figured we should go through it. It was pretty sick. We played at the same regional, which if you want to see what I played, you can check my channel out, and I put the print kit deck profile, which was 60 cards of that, on my channel. Should be the previous video, so yeah. Anyways, we're playing 3 Oviraptor, the 2 Scrap Raptor, the Scrap Chimera. Cards are really cool. Nothing to say about these really. They do everything that they need to do. Just your starters, your general 5 starters, which you technically have more, but we'll get to that later. 1 miss, 1 Giant Rex, and the 2 copies of Conductor Tyranno, and the 2 copies of Inimidorn Archosaur. To search your pill, this card's insane. It's really good. Nothing to say about these really. Just gonna kind of go through this pretty quick because I've been in depth with this deck profile so many times before, so there's not really a whole lot to say. 1 petite, 3 baby. Cards are great. You always want to see them. 3 fossil dig to search everything that I previously mentioned. 2 copies of double evolution pill, 1 call by, 3 lost world, and then the 1 terraforming. So this is just good ways to just either stop your opponent with the Lost World call by stuff, and then obviously the evolution pill's just really good to search, or sometimes it's pretty good to even just draw. So yeah, but you always want to play 2 because it's always searchable off of the Miss and the Inimidorn Archosaur. Then the rest of the deck is really just kind of flexbox you can kind of figure out throughout. But for me, we're playing 2 Droplet, 2 Prosperity, and then we're also playing some hand traps. So we have the 3 copies of Ash, the 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and the 2 copies of Drool. These were initially Nibiru, but in testing, we figured out that Nibiru was probably not the card you wanted to see in your opening hand initially, because it doesn't do anything. Whereas this could also be Ghost Ogre, which I think at the end of the tournament we were like, we probably should have played Ghost Ogre. Anyways, this stops the adventure engine, so does Nibiru, but this is pretty good for that reason too. It's just sad that sometimes it conflicts with the Ash, so I really think that this should probably be Ghost Ogre in the long run. But yeah, I mean, all these cards are really good. Prosperity is really good to see. You only want to see 1 ever throughout the entire duel. But if you do see the second one, it's not the end of the world because we only play 2. So banishing your entire extra deck isn't that big of a deal. Especially because this deck doesn't really need the extra deck, but it kind of does, you know what I mean? So the last 3 cards are the Dragoon package. We decided to play this over DPE because of how powerful Dragoon is. Being able to just if your opponent has a DPE and you bait it out or whatever, then you can just go Verte, make Dragoon, and then you can pop the DPE or just whatever their board is and just swing for game. It just puts so much pressure on the board is really the big deal. It's just so easy to kill with Dragoon. So that's why we played Dragoon over DPE, although DPE definitely has a place in this deck, especially because you can pop Baby, and then you can get free summons off of it. But I figured that I don't think that it's that worth playing because of only that reason. It's just, I don't know. For extra deck, we're playing Dolka Lagia, Dweller, Dugaras, and Tornado Dragon. So we settled on these 5 because obviously these 2 are broken. Dweller, initially this was Nightmare Phoenix, but then we realized hey, sometimes these don't cut it. Against certain decks, they can play through them or just kill them with the adventure line. So if you go Dweller and then you stop their graveyard, they'll have the adventure line, sure, but they won't be able to play, and the adventure line is going to be much easier to play through. So it's always really hard because sometimes you have to pick between certain cards. But yeah, it also stops the Print Kids deck pretty well, so, Dugaras is insane. If you go Prosperity, this basically can boost your conductors, so you're not playing, you're doing just as much damage without prosperity. It's really insane. You can put your conductor up to 7,000 in just like one punch sometimes, which is just insane. Next we have the Dragoon, which is like nothing to say about this. The card's busted. Secure Link Karibo, Fentastag, and Verte, Scrap Wyvern, Nightmare Unicorn, Appaloosa, Access Code, and the Psyframe Lord Omega. That's it for the extra deck. The only necessary ones are probably the Secure Link Karibo, Verte, Scrap Wyvern, Appaloosa, depending on the end board that you're going for, and the Omega. Actually, I think the Omega is important enough. You should play Omega. The reason that we ended up playing it is because any tuner plus Scrap Wyvern, or what's called Scrap Raptor, plus like any non-tuner makes Omega, and then you can basically just go Omega, target your miss, and put it back on the grave, and then you have really good follow-up for the next turn. So that was the idea. So we're not playing the Gallant Granite, Search Nemesis Keystone in this build, because this is just slightly better, because the miss gives you follow-up. So yeah, that's about it for that. Then moving on into the side deck, we have the 3 copies of Lancia and the 3 copies of Token Collector, which have really good synergy with your own deck. Not only being able to destroy your opponents like Adventurer tokens and stuff like that, but also being able to destroy, I guess, any token for Lost World, which is really good because it can actually start your combo. If you have like Baby plus this plus Lost World, you can still combo, which is actually like really insane. Which I guess technically you can combo with like Lost World Baby, but like you have to use your battle phase. But yeah, anyways, we have the 2 copies of Nibiru, the 3rd copy of Droll, and then we have a Dogoran to search that you can kaiju something, and you have the 1 copy of Pankratops to round off the monsters for the side deck. Yeah, that's about it. And then moving on into the rest of the deck, which is just back row removal basically. 1 red Reboot and 3 copies of Lightning Storm, which is pretty insane this format. So yeah, that's about it for the deck profile. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys.